Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever VC GDL Game of the Week. Today we're here with Carmen,
Hey, what's up?
we have Tara,
Hey yo.
and we have Chuk, because Keystone did not show up.
Hello.
Today we have 3 games. First we'll be having Mystic versus Lucas. Later we'll be having Carmen versus me. And we'll be having, for Game of the Week, final feature, Slice versus DJS. Normally, in your standard heat of the week would usually be in the beginning. Just like the first thing in the Google Doc. However, if I do that, I would give away possibly multiple sets that you're gonna see in these games if you haven't watched them yet. So they'll not be showing right now.
There's definitely some heat to be seen.
I'm also stupid, by the way, and definitely forgot to stream my view of this. Alright.
That's a phenomenal start.
Yeah. Alright, I'm ready to go. If everyone's in the stream, we can start.
Alrighty.
Here.
Alright, cool. So, Mystic vs Lucas, what do we see on like team preview without like any insider info that you know because you watched the game before? I think what I saw was definitely Mega Glade being very good in this matchup.
Oh, for sure.
It's yep.
Okay, go on.
I think Mega Glade, I'm thinking Scarf Frostlass doesn't make sure that there's no speed tie. Scarf Darm.
Lando intimidates does. If Mega Valley doesn't predict the Ice Punch, Lando can come in and intimidate it, force it out, potentially.
No, because Inner Focus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
Yeah. It's a new change. We all thought that at some point. Also, yeah, Zapdos definitely.
Yeah, my favorite thing about
We see the round 4 Clefairy.
What was that, Tara?
I can't say my favorite thing about the match, but it's a Zapdos. You're gonna see it.
Alright. Anything else? So, I think Lucas's Winkle's definitely keeping Mega Glade alive for late game. Mystic's Winkle's probably breaking shit with Heracross or something like that. Alright. Let's get to the game. We lead Heracross, interestingly enough. So,
Switch?
first turn,
Double
both
switch,
of them
let's
double.
go.
Interesting. I don't really know why.
You love to see it.
We see webs go up.
We see the best sticky web of the format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then immediately followed by the best D4 in the format.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Clefairy doesn't really do anything without Toxic. It's just kind of
Yeah.
passive. So
We see
see
substitute on Zapdos.
A lot of pivot.
So we have sub Zapdos. What's your on this team sheet? What's your answer to sub Zapdos? Probably Turbo Axel Frostlass. Aside from that, sub's very good.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm thinking sub Hurricane, Discharge with T-Bolt Roost could do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, just kind of gets the smoking off
We
core.
see the Hurricane that actually hits for
Hurricane
one.
is 75. So broken.
Into Slowking.
Yeah, so basically this Hydreigon's been chipped already, and the Zapdos has not lost any health at all. It's just chilling.
Metal
It's like a
sound.
metal sound. which
Oh
is
yeah.
really cool tech, by the way.
Yeah. Very.
As an avid Zapdos user, I've never seen
That's-
metal sound before.
This is actually probably my favorite thing on the matchup. Metal Sound just allows Zapdos to do so much if played well here.
So long as
Yeah.
it hits, that is.
No, I agree.
Yeah. That being said, it doesn't have an electric move for Slowking, so that could be an
But
issue.
it has metal sound. Doesn't need one.
Very true. But yeah, we have Shuckle, which is still
Knock
gonna
off hits the
allow,
Hydreigon.
which is gonna
Knock
allow
off
this to
the
come in click
Aftercare.
routes for free. So, okay.
Into Encore.
Yeah, Shuckle passive play really showing without Toxic being an option on that Darm switch. Without Toxic being an
Okay.
option on any of those switches, you can see that these mons can come in click their moves pretty
Kind of for
freely.
free.
So this is gonna come in, click defog, whatever the fuck Lucas does. Doesn't really matter. Both hazards up now. He's gonna defog both away.
Yeah, the play here by Lucas. Why stay in? Like he wants to
Yeah.
defog, but why not just go just straight Mega Glade?
I don't know, but this finally has its Flamer activated. Lucas doesn't care. He just stays in.
Yeah, I don't understand facading a Shuckle unless you have nothing better.
I think predicting a switch,
Pretty
probably.
clever switch prediction.
That's fair.
Slowking shows
So heavy
boots.
duty
Slowking
Slowking.
does show boots, by the way, which could be big later, because that means there's no Cobra Berry to hit.
For knockoff on
knocked
Gallade.
by Gallade, yeah.
Yep.
Just keep doing this teleport. Not boots for us either.
Into Clefairy. Crit.
Ice Beam, not
Big
triple
chip.
action is also interesting.
Mhm.
Zapdos doesn't have an
Sub
electric
that
move
much
that's
better.
out.
Probably Triple Axel wasn't preferred in this matchup because of Sand Slash. Maybe thinking about Rock Helmet something because there's a Darm there.
Also static on Zapdos, which it doesn't have, but it could have. You know, it could
There's
have
the burn.
static.
Yeah,
Skull's breaking sub every time.
I think this Zapdos definitely still is Winkle. So keeping that alive is very big. So it being
Some good luck with the Hurricane
it
for
being
sure.
at 16% right now feels pretty bad.
This has to be a hurricane.
That was
What was
the
that switch to Darm?
that was so
okay.
fucking balls.
So why would he go to Darm there, right? I'm gonna
Predicting
assume
the
Mystic was
predicting the
definitely-
roost.
Mystic was definitely expecting the roost. And if he gets Darm in there, something dies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
'Cause
Also,
Clefairy 65,
uh,
this doesn't take 2 hits, and this is also like that.
Darm doesn't have a boots. Not that it actually runs boots, but just getting on the roost, he probably thought, yeah, this is the best way to get Darm in.
That's
The
valid.
Hurricane
And
hit.
Lucas just made the ball
Yeah.
play of going for Hurricane.
I do
a
see
good
why
play by
he made
Lucas,
the play. Alright.
Yeah, it still has a lot of guts to do that though.
Yeah.
So yeah. There's an Ice Beam spam.
We love seeing Wish on Clefairy.
Alright, Lando's in. So I'm thinking rocks might go up. Lucas clicks protect.
There was a rock.
which I don't agree with, by the way,
Yeah.
because there's no real
Is this Clefairy? Is this Clefairy running Ice Beam?
there's no real reason to click protect there. It's probably has Moonblast because Hydreigon exists, and you do want to one shot
Right.
that and not like get roost stalled.
Hmm.
But there's not really a reason
Also-
to click protect.
So now we have a
Clefairy-
very
what-
angry Lando T.
Yeah, why stay in Clefairy when you can literally do nothing? Like just probably get a better switch in maybe. Maybe go
Well-
for that Starry.
He protected turn 34. He protected, right? I'm guessing he was
Yeah.
scouting like Scarf or Band or something. However, Wish also scouted for both of those plays, and he got something out of it. So I don't really agree. Yep. You do 26.
There's the
for
Moonblast.
Double dance.
Double or nothing.
So yeah, this is definitely an example of passive teams being exposed by setup.
Oh
Sure.
yeah. Sure.
This shit definitely just dies.
Boop.
This shit dies.
Down the line they go.
Boop.
So this is where Lucas loses because this is Winkle and he loses it. When he had a different play to make, which you'll see now.
Behold, the most beautiful bird.
We call that agency dodge.
This Zapdos
Sometimes
hit
you
all of
play
its
on hack.
hurricanes and dodged Stone Edge.
Yeah, so Lucas is
Remember, hacks
actually did
is a
actually
win con.
realize it. He did realize it in the game.
Why can't I have a Zapdos like that?
No comment. Anyway, Frostlass goes down. This comes out finally. Reveals Scar Frostlass. So that's definitely. I mean, I did say that at the beginning, actually. To be fair.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it's actually a pretty good ring because there's like and a Stormy both fast psychics, so Frost just kind of gets both of them. Guard.
yeah. That being said, I don't agree with Mystic staying in there because you need something to outspeed and kill Zapdos, and you do die here.
Maybe he thought he'd kill.
Well, he knows that Zapdos isn't carrying electric move.
Yeah. Alright, so what's the situation here?
Zapdos is clicking Roost.
Zapdos
10,000%.
clicks Roost and gets Scalded or Shadow Bolt, whatever. There's pressure, so he might be able to win the PP game. He kills Heracross whenever it comes out.
Unless it misses.
Hydreigon's also in range. So, Mystic's Wincon is making sure this stays healthy so it can teleport out, recover, and then switch right back into it so it doesn't die to... So the other thing doesn't die to Hurricane. So we do
All
see
of that
Psycho.
while he can he can let Lucas get us actually here because this means it's just mean lose. Yeah, I forgot how to speak in English there, but yeah.
Mystic had gone for Shadow Ball first to get the Spidef drop, perhaps? Instead of Scald, since it was already burned.
I wonder what happened if he clicked Hurricane that turn.
Like on the Switch.
If he clicked Hurricane on the Switch, that was dead. And to be fair, he can also just kill it now. So... Yeah, okay,
He does.
Mystic could have doubled back into Slowking, which I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Metal Sound into forcing switches is definitely Lucas's
It's
best play.
Spidef drop.
Spidef drop was very big though.
Oh, second
Ooh,
Spidef drop.
boy.
Yeah, but that second one it's just over because now it just gets 2 Super Scald.
Yeah.
Not quite enough.
That being said, he could have been crit or something there. I honestly might have considered switching, like doubling to Heracross just so you have your Spidef back out of range, but it's still fair. This game,
Yeah, preserving differential is always valid.
I think Lando T would have definitely swept if not for that miss.
Lucky as Zapdos alive.
Absolutely.
So this game is definitely one where it shows how do you not deal with setup.
Mm.
And I think Mystic.
Especially
Go on.
Yeah, especially on a meta game without toxic, it's really important to not like just dress passive stuff. You know, you gotta be aware that people are gonna try and set up on you,
If you
and you
have
can't like
passive
do
stuff-
toxic.
If you have passive stuff, you need to find a way to phase setup sweepers in a way, like maybe like Whirlwind, Dragon Tail, other ways like that.
Haze.
Or just click setup first.
Oh, true.
Basically, but I definitely feel like Lucas had bad prep with this. You know, this lost to sub, or and I guess you did anchor it, but it's still a bit weak. Sunshot's just like very passive.
I mean,
as a whole.
That shit just loses to Taunt Hydreigon. Like, you can just bring Taunt sub Hydreigon and just literally notify Shuckle.
Should have brought
Yeah.
Bandage Shuckle.
Oof, that's fire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Banded
Clefairy-
sticky web. Let's go.
Clefairy, same thing. It was just like it got exposed by Lando, but it could have been exposed by like sub bulk of Darmanitan as well. Like it wasn't only Lando.
Hmm. There are just the various different setup opportunities, like via prep. So bringing up Clefairy that's that vulnerable to that type of thing. Not necessarily the smartest move.
So same with like Cobra Berry, Coal Mine, Slowking had the same effects in his matchup.
Especially without Zapdos having electric move.
Right. Well, so that game definitely showed how to not deal with the toxic clauses. To the next game, which is me versus
boy.
Carmen.
Yo, BEM on the day of BEM's video?
Shout out to Full Strike
Oh.
Gaming.
EM Elite.
Terra and Chuk, please tell me something you thought on Team Preview because, you know, I have my own mindset and then Carmen has their mindset.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Carmen team because that actually helps you prep for this one. So I don't wanna like review any stuff. Muck was interesting, but especially if I recall correctly, let me get the info here. Carmen, what was your mega?
Mega was Mega Steelix at the time.
Yeah, and you have a Vaporeon. That was like
Mhm.
the biggest thing when I didn't see the Steelix there. Because Mega Steelix can be really scary, especially with Wish beside this, and you have a Vaporeon. So that was the first thing that I noticed in this stream.
There's a lot of team building strains that I eventually was very stubborn to not realize. Was that with Excadrill and Mega Steelix on the same team, you have to commit to one or the other. You can't really bring both successfully for most matchups.
Anything to add, Andrew,
Yeah.
or no?
When you
Yeah, one thing on Tobias's end, I don't know, the exactly what both of your rosters are, but just seeing what's on screen now, Tangela, I think was a great bring here. Gigalith has a hard time with it, Excadrill has a hard time with it, Vaporeon has a hard time with it, Radagon can have a hard time with it. I think that Eviolite, Regenerator, Tangela is a very good bring.
Spaghetti Ball just sits on my team.
I mean, it was actually. It's funny that I point that out because honestly, the first thing I put into my team builder was Tangela, because I felt like it was my win con. Dealing with both Drill, with Mega Steelix, with Gigalith. Muck struggled with it as well. Dragon struggled with it.
My main thought process when prepping was definitely the Flygon, as Dragon Ground just shreds through my team, at the time at least.
For sure, if you look at this, definitely. Especially against your 6, it's probably Ice Beam Vaporeon who beats it, and that's about it. From my end, my game plan was definitely try to win out with Gastrodon after getting rid of Shaman, which didn't come. And definitely use Tangela against anything not named BEM. Alright, let's get into this. So we have turn 1. We just have straight up offense on turn 1.
We just both clicked buttons.
Yeah, Bandit Metagross definitely had no switches.
Except maybe Vaporeon in that moment.
If you don't know what I'm clicking, I could be clicking like I could be clicking
Control, I know.
agility weakness bug or something. I don't know. But yeah, now Vaporeon does come out. We do big
Not
damage.
damage, it was definitely banded from there.
Yeah, you could tell that for sure. I'll go into Gastron trying to sit on it. Here I'm like,
Behold.
Yeah.
oh shit. I'm like, oh shit.
Vaporeon becomes water.
From one game with setup to the second game with setup. So here I'm like, oh shit.
And I'm thinking, oh, what's this? Oh,
Crisis averted. Luckily did not get burned, which allowed me to conserve Metagross. If I got burned, it was dead. Definitely wanted it alive.
in that
so
moment I should have seen through the blunder. Because why is Metagross banded switching into +3, +4
Yeah.
against Vaporeon?
yeah, I think
Unless
actually it was a
you're
pretty free
cracking.
switching because I was either found the punching or tricking. Tangela comes out.
Excadrill couldn't even deal with Meteor Meshes, so
Here I calced BEM. I think I was definitely gonna knock you off. And max special attack, psychic, analytic BEM did like 75 max. So that was 100% worth it because that meant BEM was no longer a threat to Tyranitar, to
Yep.
Gastrodon or whatever. Well, Energy Ball still, but Trick Room goes up. Wait, look at this background. I just put on this stylish thing. I
That's
haven't seen it
sick.
before.
No. Trick looking fine.
My signature move, what can I say?
Yeah, Leech Sheet protects, gets rid of Druddigon. Alright.
I can say this now, since Druddigon's down. Druddigon was Focus Sash.
That's very interesting. What was I meant to do in the match?
It's when Flygon comes in, it's safe to click a Dragon if they think I'm gonna switch out, and I just click a Dragon move.
Okay, interesting.
And if you do hit me, I Focus Sash, and it was a very flawed plan, but it was interesting in my head, on paper.
Didn't Habomberry do the same thing? Just better if rocks are up.
I'm very familiar with Habonberry.
It's the anti-dragon berry. Versus berry,
I
whatever.
count that. I don't live a +1 Dragon move from Flygon, though.
I don't know. Anyway, I sent a T-Tor and Muck because I'm like, there's no way you clicking Focus Punch in Tangela's face where you might be getting knocked or something. So I just go into T-Tor. Unearthed, by the way. Another curse. Yeah, this is exhibit 2 of how to deal with setup.
And this is
Getting
exhibit
frozen. That's
1
how you
of
do the
hacks.
setup.
What were you saying? I guess nothing. All right.
This is how you do it. Yeah.
Astro comes in and sits.
Yeah. Gastron just kind of
And
comes in, kicks
Vaporeon.
Earthquake. I didn't really know what this
Okay.
Vaporeon was gonna do against me. So I just kind of just sat there. Curse
In
reveal.
my defense,
Yep.
Sand Force Gastrodon.
Very true. But if it was Sand First Gastron, Proto would have had my own sand.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I'm cursed, which means what beats that? BEM, that's it. The rest loses to it. This can wish and then they get 2-shot because it can't protect after. This doesn't break it, this doesn't break it, this doesn't break it. Only
Actually,
this.
Vaporeon could sit on most sets of Gastrodon, except obviously the Curse variant or getting tricked with Choice Band. That was the point of Acid Armor in the first place.
It was really interesting during prep when we talked about the Curse Gastrodon because we like talking about it as a joke, but then we realized Carmenstein couldn't really deal with it besides
No,
like shaming.
I think you you
Yeah.
kind of said like you should bring Gastrodon because it just kind of sits in Vaporeon. And I was like, well, if I bring Curse,
Yeah.
and then you were low, you said low, I was like, okay, I'm doing it.
Yep.
Anyway, we see.
Just
we
get rid of
rest.
shaming and win.
Rest I did not expect. Here I curse again. Just if I go back one turn. So in my mind, you were down to sand. Like Muck was down to sand. I cursed again because what that did, that meant BEM was definitely coming in and not making a play.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to put you into that mindset where you had to get rid of Gastrodon because that meant I had a free switch.
Sure.
If it was +1, you might have not done that. That was the idea I was going for. So we curse again. I'm up against his Muck, which is apparently Resto Curse Ice Punch, which doesn't beat Metagross, interestingly enough.
And
And neither beats
originally-
Lockney.
originally it had Poison Jab on it instead of Ice Punch until Flygon just existed.
Okay, I
Again,
see.
I felt during prep it was definitely very laser focused for Flygon, especially Dragon Dance Flygon or even Bandit's Flygon. Because I felt like it was too easy to bring that just breaker Flygon set to just sweep my team. Again, in hindsight, looking back on it, it's not the best move in reality to just focus on one Mon. But at the time, that is what my thought process was.
Very valid. It makes sense. Alright. Sleep Talk does not save this guy. Only difference is Sand is now over, which doesn't really impact. Aside from that, Tyranitar doesn't have the Spit F boost because I run a nerf. So that rest did do that for you. But
I almost clicked Dark Pulse here.
yeah, as I said, I tried to like click Curse for a second time to put you into this mindset of clicking Energy Bolt, not Dark Pulse or like Shadow Ball.
And threatening out BHM.
Yeah. I mean, here's just free Shadow Ball chip. Basically, my game plan at this point is trying to get rid of Behem because as soon as Behem's dead, I win.
I figured that much as well, and Tangela just sits.
Yeah, I just protect,
Back into the
stall a
trickery
little bit.
attacks.
Guitar with Spidef boost.
I go for Psychic here, which is the bad play.
In Tyranitar, yeah, it was a bad play because Tyranitar was no risk.
Mm-hmm.
Tyranitar was always coming in because Spidef boost. I was Spidef especially invested.
I figured as much at that point.
Yeah.
I expect a Shandy switch here.
Yeah, that probably was that Psychic was probably the time to just go X-Drill.
Yep.
Sure.
Escudo could have really done damage against my team if I had a single turn of setup. You click a wish as the trick room wears out. So I'm pretty sure I just click like I don't know, I don't remember what I clicked.
You click EQ here.
Yeah,
Let me just punish.
you basically lose something there because you cannot risk switching this guy into an EQ.
Nope. And now it just gets that on.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I didn't really care if you made the right play or not. Didn't really affect me.
Nope. What made Rick place earlier is it could have changed the effect, but at this point in the game, it's basically over.
Yeah, as soon as this went down, I just won.
Just Gastron comes and sits on the rest of the
I
other
think
two.
I think you tried to like save extra drill too much in this game. Like, oh, I need
Very
extra
much
to sweep
so.
this.
Absolutely, I was very scared.
Yeah,
of,
when you could have like.
I was
If I
scared of
switched
very.
during the frozen turn of Tyranitar, I think I needed to make that play.
Yeah, for sure. Because Tangela kind of dealt with it, but also not really, because SD X Scissor did 1v1 me in the end. Extra would have just kept killing things until Sand ran out.
Yeah, and you didn't really need Iron Head here, so.
All in all, I'm not mad at the result of this, honestly. Looking back and I can see what I did wrong, but it was a fun game overall and a good example of, well, this.
It shows how you deal with bulky system from both Mug and from Vaporeon. So it's a really good feature for week 1.
And
Like,
very
hello.
well played by both.
Like, hello, this is Toxiclose. This is how you lose to it. This is how you beat it. Anyway, yeah, GG Carmen. Now we go to the final game.
It's this one.
It is the top two teams in the power rankings. We have Slice vs DJS, also known as John Central.
Literally.
Alright, what do we see in preview?
Latias goes pretty hard here. Latias.
For sure. No Mega Scissor is very interesting. However, Garchomp probably has fire coverage, and they probably has fire coverage, right? Good old
Also, Venomoth goes in case Aerodactyl dies, so yeah.
Ember kind of does beat it though, because it's definitely gonna have 4 moves plus Trend Room.
Yeah, of course. Like,
Yeah, but not being Mega Scissor in any game is weird when you have it. But to be fair, Rhyperior might have had Fire Punch. Rotom kind of burned it.
In that
Pidgeot-
mentality, it's
Pidgeot 100% had Heat Wave.
Yeah, Tinterleft bulk was a big chunk as well. So
it's just a matter of thinking, like, if your opponent's gonna prep so hard for it, why bring it in that instance?
yep. So last thing, what's a wink on for Slice? Definitely Latias. All you have to do is basically chip everything, and they should win. Wink on for DJS. Does anyone see one?
Maybe Scale Shot Chomp.
Jump seems to be the obvious answer there.
Well, we can't scale shot anymore.
Yeah, I think Jump or Venomoth could like break for the other.
Yeah, Venomoth's certainly an interesting bring.
Alright, well, we see lead electric types, so I'm thinking Voltage City.
None of those happen.
We also see no nicks, so yeah.
Yeah, so Slice is going to demote to GDL2 for not having nicknames. Who there first? Now we see Voltage City.
Got it.
Voltage against 2 ground types is a bit weird.
Well, I guess you're thinking that as Electros, like, you threatened them out, kind of. Because, like, you have
Kinda.
Giga Drain for Rhyperior and Dragon Tail or Dragon Pulse for Garchomp.
Anyway, Sub Garchomp looks very good until Dragon Pulse pulls up.
Good brain.
Very true. Very good bring.
DJS is tired of this eel.
What is interesting is that this has leftovers, which means
Not like Ben.
it's not gonna have Solar Beam tech. It's not gonna have Heavy Reboot. It's not gonna have a choice item. It does give it more of a longevity, like Crunch against Latios, for example. However, it does also struggle against
Seismitoad here.
Seismitoad mostly. Also struggles to break Ember, for example. Struggles with Aerodactyl, so it's a bit weird.
Yeah, also Rocks just kind of goes, like, just nullifies Anti and Pidgeot in case they got up because Roland's the only defogger there.
Rocks
So,
are
yeah.
super good against this 6, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Knockoff is very nice, so we knock off the boots, making rocks even better. This is okay. So this is
Safety goggles.
safety goggles.
Wow.
Is a very very good tech. Highly respected.
Because this thing resists almost all of Venomoth's hits, except maybe the poison stat.
I think
So having safety goggles on the sleep powder is helpful.
I learned psychic, but that's probably not breaking it.
No.
But yeah, this safety goggles.
Also, if you're
Yeah.
running psychic, you're not running either like Giga Drain for Seismitoad or like other stuff, so you're just kind of dead to something here.
Yeah. But here, Ember is in a position to click whatever it wants. It kind of has a free prediction where it can hammer arm, it can do superpower, whatever it has, heat crash on whoever it wants to. We're going to guard shop, click Scald, okay.
Ooh,
No burn,
heavily
unfortunately.
predicting Rhyperior there.
I mean, like I said, it's a pretty free switch because if this gets burned, if this gets burned, it's also like much worse in the matchup.
Mm.
I guess we just go back to sitting on it with you. Oh nope, never mind, we die.
I think that crit might have mattered. Not 100% sure on that one.
Probably.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
That's what they call big chip, I believe.
But Sub was definitely a good bringer.
Absolutely.
Because Seismitoad can use Toxic actually. It probably would run Ice Punch, but
Let's switch into Pidgeot.
Pidgeot claims the kill. At that point, Aerodactyl does come out.
Well, that's just a switch from DJS, yeah.
For some reason,
Dueling beat is interesting actually because like what if you go for what do you expect here? Entei is not gonna come out, Venomoth is not gonna come out, right? So they probably expect a rock move. Meaning they will either go to Chomp, so Dueling Beat gets you like double rough skin damage. Rhyperior with Dueling Beat does no damage. A Rotom could resist Dueling Beat. So I don't really see why go for that.
Could be predicting the Sandstorm Rhyperior into Sandville Garchomp, though.
Okay, Carmen. Alright. Anyway, safe switch here. Fair enough. If it's me, I'd probably also just put up Rooks as a distribution. No, we just knock again. Weird.
Knock off again.
For some reason, he protects. I don't really get
Maybe
that.
Rasmutoad's not running rocks. It'll be weird if it wasn't.
This is definitely a match where you should run Rooks, though.
Yeah, I don't understand why you'd protect in the face of a potentially quiver dancing Venomoth.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That one, that's a bit over my head.
Ember.
Ember just kind of comes out.
Yeah.
Even Tinted Lens is still resisted.
Plot resisted. Even.
Predicts into Aerodactyl.
Aerodactyl shows that it doesn't have. Oh, I've already showed Life Orb actually. Anyway. Yeah, we.
That's
Ooh,
bad.
a spicy predict. A spicy predict.
Yeah,
Not
really
nice,
good I
man.
think here.
But yeah, that's
Which
literally- Yeah, go.
This Ice Fang predict just kind of shows why go. I don't really get why doing beat there. Was just a pretty bad play.
I agree. Because this thing's already pretty low, and it doesn't look like Slice Pro any removal unless Latios fit it in. Alright, we go into the free Seismitoad always. Doesn't really do anything. Yeah, okay.
Will-O-Wisp.
Burned.
There's a threat of Power Whip too, so
Yeah. It should be noted right here. Okay, so he doubles trying to catch the Entei. Well done.
Catch the Entei.
Yeah, leftovers kind of does reveal that's probably meant to deal with Latios on the long term. It should be mentioned that this Aerodactyl can come in once and click 2 moves. That's it. So
Yeah.
it's only good for very, very late game now. So we go back to Venomoth, which has still not really done anything, but fair play.
I feel like Venomoth could have been more useful than it's been. Up, Roost.
There's the Roost.
However, it is still sacked here.
Yeah, he sacks it off. Okay.
There's no real
this
opening.
set
really
kind of
behind.
begs the question if like DJS, he only showed 3 moves, right? The Venomoth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like it looks like it's meant to deal with Seismitoad specifically, hence the
It's
bug
probably
buzz and
a good
everything.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like with Roost and Sleep Powder, I don't really see it doing much besides that. So yeah,
I imagine it might have been like a late game QD sweeper, like if everything's damaged.
probably maybe.
Yeah.
Alright, this just takes chip and dies. Latios comes out not Aerodactyl because, you know, that's only good for very late game, like we said.
Yeah.
Clicks Calm Mind and barely lives. Doesn't get confused by either of them, which is really good for him as well.
It's Entei.
Yeah. So here,
And now the Slaughterhouse has become an issue.
Here I was thinking definitely Roar Entei's coming out. Roar Entei would be really good here, right?
Yeah,
Actually,
lefties and
plus
everything is
50/50
probably
in
more.
Aerodactyl.
We see fucking
Charm.
Charm Latias, which actually
genius.
completely 1v1's Entei.
Into Cobra Berry on the crunch.
For some reason, his only attacking move is Ice Beam, so that is an issue.
Oh yeah. This, with Rotom, this may go on a while.
Yep. Hex does
Some
some
of them
decent,
wash.
does some decent chip against like
Plus 3 Lottie.
yeah, it does
One of-
decent chip.
Yeah, one of the bigger problems here for Slice is how much life does Seismitoad have left?
88.
Yeah, he can come in like Entei once or twice maybe,
Yep.
but the pressure from Entei can build up on the ice beams. So yeah,
Very true. Slice's issue also is that this Rotom has Paint Split, which is a really good tech against this specific Latias set.
Yep.
You never get too far away from being being in Entei range. I also definitely struggle with killing Rotom in the first place with this moveset. I think DJS is kind of wastes Slice PP at the same time as that he like tries to weaken it a little bit.
It's good to
Yeah.
predict the charm.
Keep switching between these two ice resist. This gets frozen,
Yeah.
which is
also yeah, DJS Dark type was his crafty, so Ice Beam was also resisted by that. So
Oh,
that's kind of
not.
an interesting
I mean,
set.
it's
I think
not
it's a side.
resisted. It's not resisted, but it doesn't beat Scrafty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting tech.
I guess he just needed one move that wasn't like resisted, but like nothing was
Yeah, I mean-
immune to basically.
And Ice is a great. If you're gonna go one type to go offensively, Ice would probably be a top tier pick.
I will say, I think Slice definitely should have played this differently though. Because what we're seeing right here is that he's not really doing much to the Entei, and he is doing damage to the Rotom, but then it just keeps getting a Paint Split on. In my opinion, what you do is you just, instead of you struggle with Rotom for ages, you just take it out. You can take it out, you'll be at low health.
Oh, big crit.
Big crit forces like the waste of
Versus
3 roosts
Roost.
probably.
Yeah, I think it was 3. At this point, he's
Yeah.
beginning. He should be about halfway done with his roosts.
Yeah, he has 7 left. But anyway, what I'm thinking here is, if you just roost one more time, then just kill the Rotom, it's gonna keep spamming Pain Split, so you'll be at like 30, or maybe 25 or 30. So you might die to Entei, but if you die to Entei, what happens then? Rotom's dead. You can go Seismitoad, you can kill something, and then Aerodactyl has 2 shots to win the game because it probably has Aqua Tail. I don't know.
I think if he had Aqua Tail, he would have done it against Rhyperior earlier, but.
No, I wasn't in range. Rhyperior is really
Oh,
bulky.
okay. Oh, yeah, solid rock and all.
Yeah. So you see the Latias can kill the Rotom if it wants to, but it also wants to stay alive. So here I do agree with roosting because you cannot be in, you cannot really be in enter range.
I don't get why he doesn't like go for the ice beam on the Entei. Like you're kind of risking a crunch, but DJS just wants to like
Yeah.
get off the roost PPs.
Yeah. So even though this is 4 and 4, it still struggles. Actually, if it just ran like Psyshock in this matchup, it just straight up 6-0 or Psychic.
Yeah.
But DJS
No,
doesn't, he does have 2 dark
orange
types, so
strategy.
I do see why you don't bring it.
Audience gets Dazzling Gleam, I believe, yes?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. That could
Yeah.
be a good bring.
So it still hits Garchomp hard.
So here
Yeah.
I'm thinking you can just click Ice Beam and just kill this. If you just kill this, Entei comes out, revenges you.
You bring Seismitoad.
Yeah, you have Seismitoad and you can force a 50 at least. Because you have to
But now we're just still
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
Now it's out of Ice Beam range.
Yeah.
Now we're back in the.
Yeah, Slush doesn't
I guess
realise
right.
that he messed up. So
Yeah.
Now's the switch, but now's not the best time.
yeah.
Sucks.
This Cameron toxic, so
Yep.
unlike in GDL 2, I don't have to get angry at people.
No toxic police.
Look, man. I made sure to ask before our game started if we had any illegal toxics.
Life for Aerodactyl comes out again. It clicks Ironet for some reason.
Maybe it's not running
And now it
Aquatail,
just
bro.
dies.
Yeah, I must know about it.
And then from here, Rotomosh just comes back in, yes?
And now we're back in the spin cycle.
Fitting for a washing machine.
Yeah, Enzo just kind of comes out and doesn't lose to it. Because there's only one
Rem-
push left, so you can just spam Hex.
The moral of the story is if you don't nickname your Pokemon, you lose.
Yeah, basically.
100%.
That's what we learned.
I think this is a very clever set. I really like the
It
Ember
was.
as well.
It was.
I really like the Ember. And DJS really showed very good game management with this Rotom set. Didn't have Hydro Pump, by the way. Which really
You're not
negatively
really-
impacted the matchup against both of these, Electros and Ember. But yeah,
At the same time, DJS also brought mons that were good against Ember and Electros too.
yes, but this Rotom was really smart because it beat Latios without beating Latios. So yeah, very nice and a very good exhibit of how you deal with Toxic Claws.
Just puts Latias in the washing machine and they cycle.
Yep.
Right now,
And this just reminds me that I have to face DJS week 8, and I'm really sad.
just
fight DJS this
bring
next
like,
week.
mono choice, you just win easy.
Damn, y'all in GDL 1?
I'm
Anyway,
surprised too.
Anyway, that just about wraps it up. Before we go, we have He of the Week. In third place, we have My Cursed Gastrodon. In second, we have Anzaro's question mark Claydol. It was weakness ability, rug polish, body press Claydol. It was meant to be energy ball instead of body press, in which case it probably won. And first is Charm Latios because it came very, very close to just 6-0 DJS. Alright. Thank you guys for watching, or probably listening by this point. Someone just DC'd.
You was DJS.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
See yous.
See ya.